Cruise news time, and well, we've got an abnormal ending to a man overboard story on the world's largest cruise ship. Plus, I have to tell you about this woman who was victimized for being excited about her cruise. It cost her $10,000, and the same thing could happen to you. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. On May the 27th, 2024. It's a Monday. It's Memorial Day. This is the day we memorialize. This is the day that we honor those servicemen and servicewomen who died in the service of our country. And ironically, in one of the most American things, this is also a day that we have mattress sales. So, it's a weird condition that we live in. So I lost an uncle in Vietnam for the service of this country. And so today we remember those that we lost with love and honor. And then we also do the best to make the most of the freedom that their sacrifice has afforded us by grilling hot dogs. Again, it's a weird thing, not to trivialize the day, but it's such a weird dichotomy sometimes in this world. Anyways, if that's not interestingly odd enough, here is another story that's interestingly odd. Icon of the Seas left Miami recently for a cruise into the Caribbean, and about a day after that cruise started, a man went overboard in the early Sunday morning, intentionally jumped off of the world's largest cruise ship, the Icon of the Seas. And I'm sure some people are like, well, what difference does it make how big the ship is? It doesn't make any difference, but it is the world's largest cruise ship. Gentleman jumps overboard. The ship diverts in a rescue effort. And here's the abnormal part. They found the guy alive. They recovered the guy. So that's not normally how these stories end, but that is how this story is ending. Gentleman intentionally jumps off the cruise ship. He is recovered. He is in the medical facility on the Icon of the Seas in critical condition with his family. Yeah, that's it. Those are the details. Why? I don't know. What's going to be the outcome? We don't know. But a positive one as far as what normally happens. So hopefully this gentleman recovers and gets whatever assistance he needs, and there's comfort to the family and all of those things. Yeah. Cruise news story number 2. Cruise traffic has returned to the port of Baltimore almost 2 months after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, after one of the pylons was run into by a cargo ship, the Dali. Yesterday, Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas made its first cruise out of Baltimore after coming from a refurbishment. And then today, we're going to have the Carnival Pride do its first cruising operation out of Baltimore since that bridge collapse. Tragedy within 20 seconds, loss of life, power outage on a cargo ship. Yeah, all these things converge to make a really bad situation that has impacted families emotionally, impacted communities financially, impacted cruisers, having to go down to Norfolk, Virginia instead of cruising out of Baltimore. Again, the fragility of life, 20 seconds, the whole world changes. And then as is the way, we try to get things back to normal. So this is a good signpost for Baltimore, that cruising operations beginning from there again. They already have some cargo operations. Again, the demolition of the bridge is going on. And of course, how does a family put a life back together? It's, the weirdest thing, like when you talked about this, like, most people have experienced the sudden loss of someone or the expected loss of someone. And even though that's going to be a part of your life, somehow we always end up ill prepared for it. And the wild reality is that tragic things are happening constantly. Tragic things are happening constantly. Every once in a while, we are made aware of them because they're elevated through, social media or news coverage, that kind of thing. But in reality, across the way, the neighbor could be having tragedy. all the time. Pass somebody on the street and the whole lifetime worth of memories lives behind the eyes of that person, and the same for you. It's a wild existence, and I guess maybe the reason we don't try not to think about it or try to prepare ourselves for loss is because it could be overwhelming. It's such a wild balance, really. Like, even today, for me personally, of course, we're honoring those that have sacrificed everything, and we're also celebrating another one of our kids' birthdays. Our son Gregory's birthday is today. So yeah, I don't know why I'm waxing so philosophical, but it's a wild world. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. Shout out Ludacris. Baltimore, it's coming back, baby. And we wish those efforts the best. Cruise news story number 3 will make you sick, especially if you were on the P&O Ventura. Southampton, UK, British officials, health officials inspecting that cruise ship because a whole mess of folks got the norovirus. The number is unconfirmed. It's believed to be over 100. And now you've got local authorities there trying to inspect and understand what the cause of the norovirus is and what is happening to prevent it from occurring as more cruisers get on that cruise ship. Yeah, it seems like we talk about the overboard stories, we talk about the norovirus, all kind of part and parcel for cruising, and they grab the headlines for sure. But certainly, if you're on a cruise ship with 100 people and everybody's starting to get the stomach bug, that's concerning. Just a reminder, everybody, wash your hands and don't touch weird surfaces. And, you know, it's hard, but a lot of the preventative stuff for stomach bug is essentially just good hygiene once they identify where it might be happening at. But yeah, wash your hands before you eat. Remember, if you're going to the buffet and you're touching dirty tongs, maybe wash your hands after you get your food. But yeah, there you go. Cruise news story number 4, a story of Rescue Carnival Radiance doing a cruise on the west coast of the United States, making its way to Ensenada in Mexico. Got the call from the U.S. Coast Guard that there was a vessel in distress, and the Radiance, being the closest vessel to be able to respond, went and saved the people. Talking about 25 people in a small vessel, including children that were in distress. The Radiance made their way to the site. They sent out a team and recovered those folks. They brought them on board. They gave them food and looked after them medically. And then eventually they turned them over to the Coast Guard. But a lot of times we hear about the rescues here on the East Coast, down in the Caribbean. Well, they're also doing it way out west, man. We're doing it way out west on the Pacific Ocean. Thank you, crew and captain of the Carnival Radiance, for saving people. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And mattresses are on sale today. I can't get over it. Mattresses on sale. People are getting saved in the ocean. And there's bingo at 4 o'clock. Yeah, but great story. Great story. All right. I got to tell you about this woman who was victimized for kind of being happy about going on a cruise. And it cost her $10,000. And it's a cautionary tale that we can all learn from. I'm going to tell you all about that. But first, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Let me real quick in this call to action just address something. I've gotten a few emails lately from people that say they're longtime viewers and they're not excited about the trend of the show, where I tend to be leaning into more of the jovial side of my personality, more of the kooky side of my personality, more of the weird side of my personality. And maybe these are old school viewers. Maybe they're just trolling. I don't know. But, you know, leaning in saying, oh, we liked it better when you were more straight-laced. We liked it better when you were more not, you know, this. And, you know, it's a challenge. I feel like it may have hurt these call to actions. It may have hurt these subscriber numbers. But at the end of the day, I'm really enjoying doing the show in my current state, in my leaning into the jovial. So I guess two things. I guess I'm really embracing this idea that, you know, let's build this magnetic community. People that are supposed to stick will stick. and people that are, the opposite polarity that aren't supposed to stick will not stick. And I'm okay with it. And so to those that don't like this, this is going to be here. And so I don't want you to get stressed out because you're watching the crazy man. I don't want you to be stressed out. And so it's okay. It's okay if you don't like it, and I'm okay with it. And then for the people that do love it, we're here together, baby. We're Loca fam for life. This is what it is, and I appreciate you guys for accepting me for who I am, and I appreciate that you guys enjoy the presentations. And so it's a big open invite. If you like to, hey babe, if you like to walk on the wild side, come on. I mean, I'm not that wild, but if you like it a little kooky, then I'm here for you. So please consider subscribing. Local fam, notification bell. That way you get the new shows. Trying to get to 300,000 subscribers. I think we can get there. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. Here's the story of a woman, Tiffany Banks, and this thing's made its way around the internet. I haven't given any commentary on it, so I thought it would be time to weigh in, and it's important. Tiffany Banks booked a cruise on the Carnival Celebration. She booked the Presidential Suite, the Big Daddy. We're talking $12,000 cabin. That's a lot. That is a big cabin. And she was excited about it. She got an email, her and her husband, they got an email that said, your cruise is coming up. But in their excitement, and I'm fuzzy on who actually made the posting, but one of the couple, they posted on social media, they posted this email that they got that they were so excited. And we all do it. I'm so excited, cruising in 4 days. I'm so excited about my cruise. They posted this email, and then I believe it was one day before their cruise, they got notified that some excursions that they had booked had been canceled and that they were getting their money back for their excursion, which made them go, well, why out of the blue would our excursion be canceled? And so they got on the horn with Carnival Cruise Line and said, hey, I just got notification that my excursions got canceled. I don't understand. And they're like, oh, it's a simple explanation why your excursions got canceled. It's because your cruise got canceled. Your $12,000 presidential suite on the Carnival Celebration got canceled. That's why your excursions got canceled. It's not a mystery. It's really easy to understand. Well, the mystery ensued because the lady's like, I didn't cancel my cruise. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, no, you canceled your cruise. Obviously, your cruise has been canceled. And so they did some digging. They did some more investigation. They got a supervisor involved. And the supervisor told them, shockingly, that somebody had gone online and went into the manager cruise there on Carnival and canceled that cruise. And they're like, we didn't do that. That wasn't us. Nope, we didn't do it. And well, from Carnival's perspective, they're like, well, we don't know that, somebody came into our system and canceled that cruise. So what happened? How did this cruise get canceled? Well, do you remember the email we were talking about? The email that we were talking about contained not only their, last name, but it also contained the booking number of this cruise. And well, that's all you need. That's all you need to manage a cruise on Carnival's website. And inside of that, you can just click a button that says cancel. There's probably like are you sure you want to cancel? But again, these were people that were intentionally posing as the banks canceling their cruise. So they went back and forth. That suite had been resold. There was no way to rebook them in it. They did offer them a couple interior cabins, but Tiffany Banks and her husband, they didn't feel like that was a fair trade for their $12,000, presidential suite on the Celebration. At one point, they offered a $10,000 onboard credit to make up for this. I don't think she accepted that. And so that's the cautionary tale part of it. Don't put your booking number online. Obviously, if people know your last name, or just don't put your booking number online. That's the cautionary tale. That's the big warning. But the thing that I'm fascinated about is who did this? And why did they do it? I can see two scenarios scenario is playing out. Maybe they posted this in like one of those big Facebook groups, and there was just some bad actor out there. And I mean, I don't mean bad actor like Ben Affleck in Geely or Jiggly, whatever that, not that kind of bad, just somebody who does bad actions. Maybe just some bad actor thought it would be fun to cancel these people's cruise. Ha ha ha. You know, just general dirt baggery out there. Or what, the thing I like better, again, this is probably way too much of just me making up stuff in my brain, but the thing I like better, what if they posted this on their personal Facebook group and it was one of those people that get tired of them talking about cruising? As a frequent cruiser, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this, there are people that as soon as the word cruise comes out of your mouth, their eyes roll so far back in their head that you think they're going to have a brain injury. Have you run into people like, oh God, they're talking about cruising again? Could you imagine if this was just like some person on their personal Facebook page that was so sick of hearing them talk about cruising that they socked it to them with a cruise cancellation? Or worse than that, what if it was a jilted lover? I just want to use the phrase jilted lover. Like, oh, you promised to take me on a cruise, but now you're cruising with your new love. Famous love triangles. Oh, this one, Eric Clapton, George Harrison, Patty Boyd. This one, certainly Edward, Bella, Jacob. Did it bother anybody else how accepting Bella was that she'd run into a pack of monsters? Like Edward was like, you gotta stay away from me. I'm a vampire and I kill people. And she's like, that's okay, that's okay. And then her next boyfriend's a werewolf. Of course, this classic love triangle. Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Logan. Do we think Tiffany Banks was sabotaged by a regenerating mutant with adamantium claws? Probably not. Probably just general dirtbaggery out there. But yeah, you know, hopefully we learn from the challenges of others. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been a part of a love triangle in reality or in your mind? If it's in your mind, I'd love to know who's the throuple that you'd like to be in the middle of. Yeah, be careful out there while cruising. Memorial Day, honor those that deserve the honor. Another happy birthday to my son, Greg, and much love to you guys for watching the show. Thank you so much. Hit that like button on the way out. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.